Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAP TV. Of course, this is where we analyze newspaper headlines. We are the streets of Port Harcourt to get to discuss with people on the streets, get to hear what they have to say as regards the headlines making rounds on the papers. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today. And yes, since you are not here to discuss with us, you can also be a part of the show. Do well to connect with us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you'll be receiving our notification. Drop your comments in the comment section also. Now let's see what the stories in the papers look like before we hear from the people. We see how the Nation's newspaper, we see our headline says APC governors caution PDP colleagues against incitement. Details is found on page 2. Federal government, MTN fast track completion of Enugu-Onitsha highway. Details is found on page 4. Sultan, Emir seek urgent action on insecurity, joblessness. Details is found on page 2. 3.5 billion naira fraud. Labour Party sacks whistleblower. Details is found on page 3. Communities block oil firm. Details is found on page 6. Rivers police dismiss inspector accused of extorting $3,000. Details of the story is found on page 5. Tinubu for AU summit. Details is found on page 3. Why electricity subsidy can't continue by federal government. Details of the story is found on page 4. Federal government releases 42,000 metric tons of grains to ease food crisis. Sub-story under that reads, vulnerable persons get top priority. Sub-story again under that reads, Ogun Oke's 5 billion naira intervention fund. If you want to know more of the story, please pick a copy of the Nation's newspaper and turn into page 2. We could see our headline here. It says, Shetima, Jonathan, Obasanjo, Oberevori, Fubara, others at Diri's inauguration. Details is found on page 3. Abia Governor, OT inaugurates panel of 11-month salary arrears. Thumbs up to me, the best governor in Nigeria. The details of the story is found on page 6, and that's all we'll be taking on the Nation's newspaper. And now looking at the Daily Sun newspaper, we could see as headline, it says, don't hinder immigrating nurses. Obi urges NMCN. Details is found on page 28. Northern monarchs fear mass revolt. Sub-story under that reads, say Nigerians sitting on gunpowder. Things getting to point they can no longer pacify. Details of the story is found on page 6. Uzodinma accuses PDP governors of inciting Nigerians, Labour against federal government. Details is found on page 29. Reps propose to return parliamentary government. Details is found on page 8. Tinubu to attend 37th AU summit in Addis Ababa. Details is found on page 27. Diri begins second term, restates commitment to progress in Bayelsa. Sub-stories under that reads, VP Shetima, Jonathan, Liberia VP, governors attend inauguration. Details of this story is found on page 26. Tinubu orders Women Affairs Ministry to restructure World Bank loans. Orders. I think that again. It says Tinubu orders Women Affairs Ministry to restructure World Bank loans, order grants. Details of this story is found on 26 also of the Daily Sun newspaper. Food crisis. Federal government released 42,000 tons of grains. Details of this story is found on page 27. $3,000 extension. Police dismiss inspector, recommend 2 ASPs for sack. Details is found on page 4. And that's all we'll be taking on the Daily Sun newspaper. And lastly for today, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. We could see as headline says, Flying Wigwe, orders in bad weather wrong, says US aviation lawyer. Sub-story under that reads, Adeboye, Sanwo-Olu, Adeolu, Adelusu Adeluyu visits deceased parents. Now let's get to see the reactions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say as regards the headlines making rounds on the papers. Stay tuned. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my friend.
I'd like your thoughts on the Nation's newspaper that says federal government releases 42,000 metric tons of grains to ease food crisis.
Okay, federal government, this thing they are doing is good, but the problem it will not go round.
Exactly.
We needed this thing to be done accordingly. Nigeria is facing hardship. If they leave these tons of grain to government, they will pack it in their store. It will not go around to everybody. People are suffering. Why not they look at these food prices and make sure they go to the market, control the market price? I can remember during Buhari time, the first time Buhari took over government, he went to sell fuel by his own soldier. He went to the market, crashed market, product. But I don't know why federal government will be doing it, because they did it during subsidy time. The green they brought, many people did not see it. They pack it in the store. Even during COVID-19, the palliative they brought, nobody saw it. It was there and expired. So this thing they are doing, I don't think it will go down well. They will take another style. They should go to market. This is what they can do to reduce market food prices. Look at cement. Cement is 10,000 naira per bag. Look at all these things that is happening. Rice is 77,000 naira. The poor are suffering.
For just one bag, 77,000 in 2015 would buy you almost 6-7 bags.
Okay, during that Jonathan period, we were buying full bag of rice 9,000 naira.
Exactly.
Half bag 4,500. Look at what is happening today. The president Jonathan wanted to remove subsidy as at that time, and they said no. Tinubu was those who raised protests. Tinubu is one of those who raised protests for 1 week, occupying Nigeria. Today, they have removed subsidy. He has not done anything. People are suffering. I thank God that Emir of Kano told the wife that Nigeria is facing hardship. They should do something better now. If not, Nigeria will revolt. We are not happy. We are going to revolt if they refuse to do. Between now and December, there will be a problem. Look at civil servants, how they are suffering. Minimum wage is not restored. Minimum wage is not practicable. Every time people are crying. Federal government to do something. We don't need this green release. We need them to go to the market, control the parts of the market, the commercial, so that the poor people can live and survive. That's my advice for them.
But you know that from another angle now, for them to control this price of food, this price control board, for them to control price of food now, it all boils down to still this petrol price. Some persons are paying for transport fare that is importing these products, and some of them are importing it from a very far, so maybe import from Cotonou. Why some people transport it from as far as north? Why some people
Actually, remember the subsidy was in haste. They did it in haste. They have not planned anything before they lose subsidy. They could allow subsidy to continue until everything is put in place. Now, if you look at green, they can also do subsidy in green. They can go to buy rice, then subsidize it, share it into two. If a bag is 77,000, they can pay half of the money and sell it at 35 or 25,000. It will help the masses. You cannot do everything in haste. You have to settle down before you do anything. This green they are talking, everything they are talking concerning this good, but the way they are going to is not good. The way they are going about it is not good. Nigeria is suffering. Nigeria is suffering. They can control price. They can control product food price in the market
if they want to.
If they want to. Don't think that the politicians don't want to help us. They share million, they share billion. They don't care about the masses. If they want to do is a very simple thing. Go to the market, go there, do subsidy in price. Go there, buy rice. Many bags, in many tons, 50 tons, 150 tons. You sell it at a subsidized rate. People will buy it. Not to allow people to control price. They are not controlling anything. Whatever thing you buy in the morning, you go back in the evening, it's a different price. So this is not what we need. We need a government that can help us. If I can compare Buhari government and this government is the worst than Buhari government. So the federal government should do something. Let them not start Abuja. They should go to the market. Come to the poor people. Come down from their big cars. We don't need big cars. They should come down. Talk with us. See how we are suffering. They can be able to know what to do at the right time. So Nigeria will not revolt. Because between now and December, if nothing is done, there will be revolution.
And once we start revolting, no going back.
No way.
Loss of life.
Yes, there's know what happened to Botswana. There was a revolt in Botswana. The government was forced out of government. So I'm advising federal government to see what they can do for now. No job. Everywhere, no job. Jobless people, nowhere. So the federal government should talk with the state, the federal government, the local government, and do employment. They should employ the youth so that you have something to do. Look how they're talking about Yahoo boys, because there's no work. There's no work. If there is work in Nigeria, kidnapping everywhere, killing, assassin. If there is work, the youth will be engaged in work. Somebody leaves his house by 9, come back by 10 or by 6 in the evening, he will be tired. You don't have the time to go and do kidnapping. You don't have the time to go and do stealing. You don't have the time to go and do anything wrong, anything criminal. He will be tired, so he will rest in his house. Federal government, state government, local government should do employment. The unemployment in this country is overwhelming. We don't want it. If they refuse to do, the youth will take over the power from the youth.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I would like your thoughts on the Punch newspaper that says Tinubu governors meet over food crisis as Emir MBA laments hardship.
Well, one thing I'm always concerned about when it comes to government distributing food and other things is that this food, they are not properly distributed to the real poor people that really need this food. At the end of the day, you still find out that the masses are still hungry. The major people, the poor of the poor, they are still in the street hungry. Those people without people that doesn't have any connection, people they don't have anybody to give them the notes or letter or show them the direction how to go to get all this government food, palliatives. So that is the problem. We can talk about the one that was done in Rivers State the other day. We find out that most of the yam happen to be growing in that place, and a lot of people are in the street crying for this palliative to end up spoiling and other things. At the end of the day, it's nothing. The major thing I want government to do is to generally improve on the security and food production, so that we can end this for once and for all. Because if government distributes the food now, what about next month? What about the other month? Let government do something, encourage agriculture, and let people start producing their food as we normally do in Nigeria. That is better. Let government go out and encourage all these farmers, livestock feeders and all that things, so that people can get down and do something, so that we will not be sharing food as if people don't share things anymore. We want government palliatives to go to the farmers, so that the farmers now can in turns produce food that will feed a lot of people, instead of sharing, and at the end of the day, it will not go around. And a lot of people will still be complaining.
Like the example that happened in COVID-19.
Exactly. These are reasons to deliberate about. It's not good to make one mistake twice.
Exactly.
So empower the agriculture. Let's go down to the security and empower agriculture. Let's solve this problem once and for all. Don't let us solve it as if we are spending our money on things that are not important. Palliative is good, but let everybody work for their food and let this food be cheap.
And we know that Nigerians are not lazy people.
Yes, Nigerians are not lazy. Everybody wants to work. Everybody wants to do something. That is it.
Now, from another angle now, if we say, okay, let's let them empower farmers and agricultural sector, it also boils down to price of petrol, because most of these machines and engines that they use in their farmlands.
Government can encourage, create avenue where these tractors and machineries given to those farmers can also be powered by the petrol that will be in a subsidized rate for the farmer as well. We all know the problem. All of us will know the solution. Every time Nigeria keeps shouting about flood, water spoiling this, spoiling that, there should be reservation for all this water, so that at least when there's a shortage of water, people now can pump this water and then use it for irrigation and farming, so that things will be. The idea of giving people out is not okay for me, because I always believe in somebody who teach somebody how to fish.
Exactly.
Not the person catching fish and now giving the person fish. It's not the best way.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
I would like your thoughts on Daily Sun newspaper that says Northern monarchs fear mass revolt, saying Nigerians sitting on gunpowder, things getting to point that they can no longer pacify people.
My brother, this is the situation.
Exactly.
You know, this thing, I remember the former governor of Rivers State, Governor Amechi, he said something like this years ago, that he fears that one day the masses will revolve and come after them. And that during NSAS, that video came up online. So this thing that the Daily Sun is saying is true. They should fear, because one day the masses will revolt, definitely revolve against them. And as I'm talking to you, bro, something is cooking on the ground.
Exactly.
So they better know what to do. The right person that was supposed to be at the end of the affair, they will push them out, do all manner of rubbish, and then put people that will manipulate the masses and do all manner of things. So this, what the Daily Sun is saying, is just true, because very soon it's coming.
We know that a hungry man is an angry man.
A hungry man is an angry man. They say anything in the hand of a hungry man is a weapon. So whatever is, even if it's a pen, is a weapon. So the day is coming, and it's coming very close.
Now, for this hungry aspect, let's deviate a little bit now. The federal government is saying that they want to share 42,000 tons of rice to Nigerians. Will it go round?
My brother.
And would it help the issue?
It will even go around thousands of help. Let me tell you, if as a matter of fact, they can achieve that, it will go a long way. You get? You know what people are passing through.
Exactly.
That's every. So, but the thing won't go around. Remember the palliative,
In 2020, in COVID-19, exactly.
How many people got access to palliative? Exactly. The monarch, the politicians, and the masses were roasting. So whatever they are doing, it just end up the way others have been ending up. So I don't see that coming to light any soon.
But from another angle now, do you think that it is this subsidy removal that is making Nigeria go so hard in our economy, or it is corruption, or it is just our time to go through it?
Oga, it's not our time anything, because God has blessed this nation. We have the best soil, we have mineral resources, you can't even count them.
Even food.
We have food. It's not our time anything. It's corruption. It's not even, it's just corruption. It's not fuel subsidy, sir. It's not subsidy issue. Because are we not the owners of the crude?
Exactly.
If we refine it here and distribute it evenly, everybody will have access to it. And this nonsense scarcity of things, we will experience it. So it's not even for subsidy. Okay, the subsidy, what are they doing with that money? Nowhere to be found. So it's not subsidy anything. It's just corruption. It's just the way.
Even the price of food self is even cost by some persons that are selling it. You would go to 10 shops and all the shops will not sell the same price. They will say because of the high cost of petrol.
Yes, of course. 10 shops, they won't sell at the same price.
And it's not supposed to be so. The prices of goods supposed to be static.
No. It's not supposed to be uniform. Do you get? Because I go to it's a different place market to buy my goods. The other person goes to a different market to
Maybe
buy.
the other person plants it in his own land.
So you have somebody that even harvests from his family. So the prices can never be the same. Yes. Okay, for instance, if I have my vehicles and I'm into rice and beans and stuff, I drive to whatever market and buy and drive it back. My cost price won't be the same with the person that is paying all through.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't expect prices of things in different shops to be uniform, no. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, this is where we draw our curtains for today. You've heard all what has been said here. If you have anything to add to it, please slide to our comment section. Don't hesitate. Drop your comments in the comment section. If you are yet to subscribe, do help subscribe, turn on the notification button, connect with us across all our social media platforms. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAP TV. See you next time.